Some of you might have seen this demo before of Maya and Miles, and there has been a lot of hype around this conversational AI, and it's quite good. It actually produces human-like voice. On their blog post, they had mentioned that they're going to be open sourcing the work, and they have released the open source today. So we're going to test that out today. So they've released a 1 billion model, and the model is currently available on Hugging Face, and the code is available on GitHub. I've provided the link to both Hugging Face and GitHub in the video description. The installation for the project is done. Let's see how it works out. So this is a sample code that they provided on their GitHub page to use the hello from CSM, and we're going to try it out how that works out. So I've logged into Hugging Face, and let's see, let's download. So it is downloading now. So when I tried to run it, it was trying to download Llama 3.21 billion from Hugging Face because it's using the tokenizer from that. But for that, I need to apply for access. So instead, I change it to a different repository, which actually hosting Llama 3.2. Let's see if that works. Okay, so we have the file generated despite some errors in the console. Let's see how it works.
Hello from Sesame.
I'm gonna try with the new text, this one, and let's see how it works. It was complaining that FFmpeg was not installed, so I've installed it as well to see if that make any difference. Alright, so let's try, see how it is.
Hello from Sesame.
Well, maybe I didn't save the file. I'll try again. I did not save it. Okay, so it's done. Let's see.
Click that like button. Click that like button.
So in their GitHub, they've provided another code sample is this one, but it needs some context, I think. There's called audio parts that I need to provide, but these files are not in their GitHub. So I've downloaded another WAV file from their Hugging Face, and I'm going to use that for all of that and see how that plays out. So I think what's happening is that you provide like a conversation between two people. So it's like speaker 0, speaker 1. So speaker 0 says, hey, how are you doing? Speaker 2 says, pretty good. And for each of them, you can provide a voice sample that it needs to follow. And you build all those together into a segment. And then you pass it here. And then you generate a new sentence using those segments. So I'm going to do that using this text and see how that plays out. So audio 2 is ready. And let's see how that works out.
One of you.
What?
One of you.
Isn't this supposed to say me too? This is some cool stuff, huh? Okay, so it worked on the second time. So here it is.
Me too. This is some cool stuff, huh?
And I guess it's following the audio prompt that I gave it. I'll play that audio now.
A little abruptly, his odd yellowish eyes.
So we're gonna play both of them back to back and see if it's the same sound.
Me too. This is some cool stuff, huh? And Lake turned round upon me, a little abruptly, his eye.
So it sounds very similar to the reference voice. I'll find a different reference voice and see how that works out. So here is the second generation. Again, I used the reference audio from my previous video. Let's see.
Me too. This is some cool stuff, huh?
And let me play the reference audio.
So for the reference video, you need to make a recording of yourself, but you need to...
It sounds nothing like that.
Me too. This is some cool stuff, huh?
So what we had seen in the demo, or what they provided in the demo, is a fine-tuned variant of this model. And it's not just a text-to-speech model in the demo. It actually is backed by a language model, I think. So it can actually talk to you. Whereas this is, I believe, just a text-to-speech model. And it needs to be fine-tuned with a specific voice to be usable, I think. Yes, on their GitHub page, they say the model is a general base model capable of produce a variety of voices, but it needs to be fine-tuned for a specific voice. Yeah, so for it to be conversational, you need to integrate this with an LLM, as they said here. Okay, so it would likely not work well with other languages other than English. Okay, so I changed the prompt to generate a new sentence. I had to run it like 3 times because the first and second time it was weird. The first 2 times the generation was not there. There was like random voice in there. So this time it is working. So let me play this.
If you click that like button,
It helps my channel.
And I'm using the same reference from my previous YouTube video. Let me play it again. I don't think it sounds anything similar.
So for the reference video, you need to make a recording.
Yeah, it doesn't sound anything. I think the reference voice is just for the model to pick on how the person speaks rather than the sound of the voice. I'll try some long text now, see how that works. I generated a long prompt using ChatGPT, and here's the result. So this is the second time. The first time it was a different male voice. Now it's a female voice.
Once upon a time, in the heart of a bustling market, a boy named Amir discovered a peculiar object. It was a dusty old compass lying in the corner of a
Also by default the code was set to 10 second. I've changed it to 30 second, and let's see how that works out. So here's the 30-second generation. Well,
once upon a time in the heart of a bustling market,
I need to normalize that.
Once upon a time in the heart of a bustling market, a boy named Amir discovered a peculiar object. It was a dusty old compass lying in the wall. Tomorrow, to behold compass lying in the corner of a forgotten stall. As Amir held it, the needle spun wildly, pointing not to the north, but towards the mountains beyond the town. Curious, Amir whispered.
So it seems the generation decreased after 10 seconds, and this is the prompt I was using. So I don't know how far it got.
Mountains beyond the town. Curious, Amir whispered.
Yeah, I don't know there is anything to do with mountains here. So it's okay, no, there is behind the town. Maybe I should change it to 40 seconds. Okay, so here is another try. Let's see.
Once upon a time, in the heart of a bustling market, a boy named Amir discovered a peculiar object. It was a dusty old compass lying in the corner of a forgotten stall. As Amir held it, the needle spun wildly, pointing not to the north, but toward the mountains beyond the town. Curious, Amir whispered. What are you trying to show me?
Here is my conclusion. What's been released is actually a text-to-speech model rather than a conversation model. So it can do text-to-speech. The immersion, how the model should say thing is influenced using the reference audio. So you would need like a ton of different emotions to be used as a reference. To be able to produce a consistent voice, it needs to be fine-tuned. And likely, I think the generations are done in 10 seconds and need to be stitched together. To get it to the point of how it was shown in the actual demo, a ton of work that needs to be done for this to get to that point. And it's not just out of the box like how it was in the demo. That's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye.